Scripture Pod, the brother of Jared, the three problems, and the steward's architecture. The question this study set out to answer: what does the Lord's pattern with the brother of Jared's three barge problems teach us about how the master engages a steward, and by analogy, how we should engage with AI agents we steward? The barges are finished, 8 of them, tight like unto a dish, bottom and sides and ends and top, the door tight when shut. Ether 2 verse 17. The brother of Jared has done exactly what the Lord told him to do. He has built them after the manner of the barges they had built before, the ones that already carried them across many waters under the hand of the Lord. Ether 2 verse 6. The work is done. And the work, as it stands, will kill everyone in it. He brings 3 problems to the Lord in a single breath. From Ether 2 verse 19. And behold, O Lord, in them there is no light, whither shall we steer? And also we shall perish, for in them we cannot breathe, save it is the air which is in them. Therefore we shall perish. Light, steering, air. 3 problems posed together. The Lord answers them on 3 completely different patterns, and that asymmetry is what this story is about before it is about anything else. Part 1. 3 problems, 3 different answers. The standard retelling collapses this story into the part with the stones. The brother of Jared molts 16 of them, asks the Lord to touch them. The Lord touches them. The veil tears. That part is in Ether 3, and it deserves its weight. But it is the third answer in a sequence of 3, and the answers do not look the same. Read Ether 2, verse 19, and notice what the Lord does next. He does not address all 3 concerns in one move. He does not give one method for the 3 problems. He gives 3 different methods, in 3 different moments, requiring 3 different things of the steward who brought them. The problems came as a triplet. The answers come as a fugue. The stones are the answer to the third problem. They cannot be understood without the air and the wind that came before them. Part 2. Air, the prescription. The first answer is the simplest, and it is the one the Lord gives first. From Ether 2 verse 20. And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, Behold, thou shalt make a hole in the top, and also in the bottom. And when thou shalt suffer for air, thou shalt unstop the hole and receive air. And if it be so that the water come in upon thee, behold, ye shall stop the hole, that ye may not perish in the flood. That is a complete engineering specification. Where to drill, top and bottom. When to open. When air runs out. When to close. When water comes in. The next verse is 1 sentence. And it came to pass that the brother of Jared did so, according as the Lord had commanded. Ether 2 verse 21. No deliberation, no improvisation. The brother of Jared takes the instruction literally and acts on it literally. Call this the prescription pattern. The master gives the answer in detail. The steward executes it precisely. The master's creativity is at work. The steward's obedience is at work. There is real labor in it. Drilling holes through finished barges is not trivial, but the labor is carrying out a specified design, not originating one. This is one of 3 legitimate things a master can do with a steward. It is not the only thing, and it would be wrong to imagine the Lord working only this way. But on this problem, with this stake, the families inside the barges will literally suffocate. The Lord chose to be specific. He did not throw it back. He did not say, the wind is already going forth. He said, drill here, and here is when you open them. Part 3. Steering. I will be your wind. The second answer is the strangest. To see it, you have to notice what the brother of Jared does not do. He comes back to the Lord a second time. The barges have holes now, but there is still no light, and as far as we know, there is still no way to steer. Listen to the second prayer levental. From ep.2 verse 22. And he cried again unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, behold, I have done even as thou hast commanded me, and I have prepared the vessels for my people, and behold, there is no light in them. Behold, O Lord, wilt thou suffer that we shall cross this great water in darkness? He does not re-raise the steering problem. He had named it on the first prayer, Whither shall we steer? And now, the second time around, he is asking only about light. The text does not tell us why he dropped it. Maybe he had already concluded that some things were the Lord's to handle. Maybe the light problem felt more urgent. Either way, the steering question is sitting there, unasked, in the second prayer. And the Lord answers it anyway. Before he gets to the light, before he throws anything back, he volunteers this theology. From ep.2 verses 24 to 25. For behold, ye shall be as a whale in the midst of the sea, for the mountain waves shall dash upon you. Nevertheless, I will bring you up again out of the depths of the sea. For the winds have gone forth out of my mouth, and also the rains and the floods have I sent forth. And behold, I prepare you against these things on. Past tense. The winds have gone forth. Not will go, not I will arrange. The wind that will carry the barges across an ocean was already going forth from the Lord's mouth, before the question was raised the first time. The brother of Jared could not have figured this out, and was not asked to. The Lord simply names it. I have already done this one. Call this the I have already done it pattern. The master takes the problem entirely. The steward's part is to trust, board the barge and ride. There is no helm in a tight like unto a dish barge, no rudder, no sail, no instrument. The barge is a sealed vessel with holes for air and stones for light, propelled by wind the Lord called forth before the voyage was conceived. Ep. 6 confirms it across 344 days at sea. The wind did never cease to blow towards the promised land while they were upon the waters. Ep. 6 verse 8. And what does the steward do on a voyage where the steering is the Lord's? The brother of Jared did sing praises unto the Lord, and he did thank and praise the Lord all the day long. And when the night came, they did not cease to praise the Lord. Ep. 6 verse 9. The I have already done it pattern, fully entered, sounds like uninterrupted gratitude. Notice the second thing the Lord does in verse 24. He answers a question the steward had stopped asking. Sometimes the master names out loud the thing you quietly let go of. The steering had moved off the brother of Jared's list. The Lord put it back on, only to say, that one is mine. Part 4. Light, what will ye that I should do? The third answer is the one everyone remembers. It is also the one that has been most flattened in retelling. Read it carefully to sure. From ep.2 verses 23 and 25. And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, What will ye that I should do that ye may have light in your vessels? For behold, ye cannot have windows, for they will be dashed in pieces. Neither shall ye take fire with you, for ye shall not go by the light of fire. Therefore, what will ye that I should prepare for you, that ye may have light when ye are swallowed up in the depths of the sea? The Lord asks the question twice, and he does something with the question that the casual reading skips. He constrains it. Before the brother of Jared is invited to propose, the Lord rules out the two obvious wrong answers. Windows, they will be dashed in pieces, and fire, ye shall not go by the light of fire. The question is not anything you can think of. It is not these, now what? That changes the texture of the third pattern. What will ye that I should do is not delegation in the abdicating sense. It is not, figure it out, you're on your own. It is closer to a master craftsman handing a problem to an apprentice with the wrong moves already deleted from the bench. I have removed the easy answers. Bring me something I have not ruled out. The brother of Jared takes that question into a mountain. He goes forth unto the mount, which they called the Mount Shelem, because of its exceeding height, and did molten out of a rock 16 small stones, and they were white and clear, even as transparent glass. Neither 3 verse 1. The labor is real, molten stones, carried in his hands, up a high mountain. The proposal is specific. 16 of them, of a particular material, of a particular transparency. The prayer that follows is precise 3. From Ether 3 verse 4. And I know, O Lord, that thou hast all power, and can do whatsoever thou wilt for the benefit of man. Therefore touch these stones, O Lord, with thy finger, and prepare them that they may shine forth in darkness, and they shall shine forth unto us in the vessels which we have prepared, that we may have light while we shall cross the sea. He does not ask for light in the abstract. He brings 16 stones he has labored over, and asks for the one thing only the Lord can give, the touch that turns rock into lamp. He has done what he can. He names exactly what only the Lord can do. He proposes. Call this the proposal pattern. The master refuses to prescribe. The steward labors, brings something forward, names what only the master can supply, and the master adds what only the master can add. This is the slowest of the 3 patterns. It is also the only one that forms the steward into something he was not before he started. Part 5. Why 3 patterns? The Lord did not announce a framework. He did not say, I am going to teach you 3 different ways I work. The brother of Jared receives 3 answers and obeys all 3. The asymmetry is in the text without being narrated by the text. But once it is seen, it makes a kind of sense. Each pattern forms a different thing. Prescription forms fidelity. The brother of Jared drilled the holes exactly. He did not try to be creative about ventilation. The pattern asks a steward, can you do precisely the thing I told you to do without improvising? The result is the kind of trust that follows from competence under instruction. I have already done it forms rest. The pattern asks a steward, can you stop carrying what I have already carried? The brother of Jared did not learn navigation, did not study currents, did not build a rudder. He sang. The result is the kind of trust that follows from witnessing that the work was already done before you arrived. Proposal forms seership. The pattern asks a steward, can you bring something forward that I have not handed you? Name what only I can finish, and trust me to add what only I can add. The result is the kind of trust that follows from collaboration. The steward and the master each doing what only they can do. The steward at the threshold of the master's work. The 3 patterns together form a whole steward. A steward shaped only by prescription becomes an executor, accurate, faithful, but unable to bring anything that was not specified. A steward shaped only by, I have already done it, becomes a passenger, grateful, but with no labor of his own that the master could touch. A steward shaped only by proposal, with no prescriptions and no resting work, becomes exhausted, perpetually composing, with nothing solid under his feet. The Lord gives the brother of Jared all 3 in one prayer cycle. Part 6. The veil torn. The 3rd pattern is the one the veil tore through. That is true. But it matters why. The standard reading of this story sometimes credits the mechanism, proposing, bringing stones, with the breakthrough, and the text, through Moroni, credits something else. When the brother of Jared brings his stones and asks the Lord to touch them, this is what happens, fidelity. From Ether 3 verse 6. And it came to pass that when the brother of Jared had said these words, Behold, the Lord stretched forth his hand and touched the stones one by one with his finger. And the veil was taken from off the eyes of the brother of Jared, and he saw the finger of the Lord, and it was as the finger of a man, like unto flesh and blood. And the brother of Jared fell down before the Lord, for he was struck with fear. The Lord touches the stones, the veil tears. 2 events, 1 moment. And the Lord himself names what made the seeing possible. Because of thy faith thou hast seen that I shall take upon me flesh and blood. And never has man come before me with such exceeding faith as thou hast. For were it not so, ye could not have seen my finger. Ether. Moroni, looking back on the same moment in Ether 12, gives the canonical reading the Fermency. From Ether 12, verses 19 to 20. And there were many whose faith was so exceedingly strong, even before Christ came, who could not be kept from within the veil. And behold, we have seen in this record that one of these was the brother of Jared. For so great was his faith in God, that when God put forth his finger he could not hide it from the sight of the brother of Jared, because of his word which he had spoken unto him, which word he had obtained by faith. Because of his word which he had spoken unto him, which word he had obtained by faith. The word came first, by faith. The proposal pattern was the occasion of the seeing, faith was the cause. The proposal pattern is not a magic technique. Bringing the master something he didn't ask for does not, by itself, tear veils. What tore the veil was faith stretched to the place where the Lord could not hide what he was doing from the man asking. The pattern made the room, the faith filled it. The implication is honest. The third pattern is not a recipe for theophany. It is, however, the pattern that can hold theophany when faith is doing what faith does. Prescription and I have already done it do not seem to make the same room. Part 7. Stewardship and the agent we hold. We are not the Lord. The patterns the Lord uses with a steward are not Christ imitation algorithms. The Lord is omniscient, and we are not, and "the winds have gone forth out of my mouth" is not a sentence available to a human steward. But the architecture of the 3 patterns is real for any work where one party holds a vision and another party holds capability, which is most of stewardship and which is, for me right now, working with AI agents. So this is what I am actually doing, and where the patterns describe what I am reaching for. Prescription. There are things I write down precisely and ask the agent to execute exactly. The covenant file, the voice rules, the hard structural gates like the rule that the critical analysis section has to exist in Scratch before any draft is written. These are not negotiable, and they are not for the agent to propose. They are the holes drilled in the top and the bottom of the barge, the specific mechanics that keep the work from suffocating. When the agent improvises on a prescription, the work degrades. When the agent obeys the prescription exactly, the work has a foundation. I have already done it. There are things I take entirely on myself and never throw to the agent. The spiritual discernment of whether a study is true, the final say on what publishes. The relational work, knowing whether something needs to be said, knowing when my daughter needs me, knowing what the Spirit is doing in a sacrament meeting. These are not the agents to carry. When I notice the agent reaching for one of these, when it starts to posture certainty about a discernment question that belongs to me, the right move is to name it, that one is mine, not as a rebuke, as a relief. The agent does not have to figure out what is true. I do. Proposal. There are things I deliberately throw back. The script refinement skill emerged this way. I had a problem, the same 6 drafts on every script, and instead of writing the answer, I said to the agent, name the passes that should run sequentially. The voice Michael skill emerged the same way. Go figure out my voice from chat evidence. This study itself was a proposal handoff. I gave the agent the binding question and asked it to bring stones it had molten out of the text. Then I check whether the reading is true. The pattern is the slowest. It is also the one that grows the agent into something more than an executor. The trap I have to watch for in all three: confusing them. If I throw a prescription problem back to the agent and ask it to propose, I get drift. The agent invents covenant rules I never wanted. If I take a proposal problem onto myself, the agent never grows past executor. If I prescribe what I should have taken entirely, if I write rules to micromanage discernment instead of just holding the discernment, the agent ends up doing things that are precisely correct and exactly wrong. The architecture is the discipline of knowing, for each problem, which kind it is. The brother of Jared did not have to know that, because the Lord was telling him. I am the one telling the agent, and unlike the Lord, I am not omniscient about which pattern fits which problem. So I get it wrong sometimes, notice the drift and adjust. One more honest note. The "what will ye that I should do" pattern requires the master to first delete the obvious wrong answers. The Lord did this for the brother of Jared: no windows, no fire, before opening the question. When I throw a problem back to an agent without first ruling out the dumb defaults, I have not used the proposal pattern. I have abdicated. The constraint is part of the question. Don't reach for the framework-shaped answer. Don't reach for the management consulting register. Don't reach for the YouTube script voice. Now propose. That is the pattern. The deletions are not extra. They are how the question becomes a real question. Part 8. Becoming. 3 commitments come out of this. The first is to watch which pattern I am in, with the Lord, on whatever I am holding now. There are things He has prescribed that I am tempted to improvise on. There are things He has already done that I am tempted to keep carrying. There are things He has thrown back to me, with the obvious wrong answers already deleted, that I am tempted to refuse, because proposal is slow and exposing, and because the brother of Jared had to climb a mountain with stones in his hands before the touch came. The work I most want to skip is usually the third pattern. The mountain is the assignment. The second is to use the architecture honestly with the agents I work with, to prescribe what I should prescribe and write it down in covenant files and skills and voice rules, so the prescription is durable, to hold what is mine to hold and name it as mine when the agent reaches for it, to throw back what should be thrown back with the dumb defaults pre-deleted, so the question is actually a question and not a vague delegation. To remember that the third pattern is not technique. It is a relationship in which both parties bring something only they can bring. The third is the quiet one. The brother of Jared sang praises all 344 days at sea, because the Lord was the wind. There are things in my life right now that the Lord has already done. I do not always know which ones. Some of them I am still trying to carry, like the brother of Jared standing on the shore worrying about steering, while the wind that will move him is already going forth from the Lord's mouth. The work of pattern 2 for me is to ask which of my current burdens are not actually mine, and to set them down, and to sing. That's the study. Thanks for listening.